a country on the map of the Middle East that has been a thorn in the side of the world's superpowers for decades, but no one has dared to touch it directly. Yes, I was talking about Iran. Since the Second World War in 1945, no modern army has entered the Iranian mainland.
The question arises why conquering or occupying Iran is considered a practically suicidal decision. Why do the generals of the Pentagon in Washington, even in the era of cutting-edge technology in 2026, become wary at the mention of Iran? Today, we will unveil the geography, military strategy, and the deep secrets of politics that have turned Iran into an impregnable natural fortress. It is not just a country, but a vast trap surrounded by impenetrable mountains, where certain destruction awaits the invading forces. Hidden beneath Iran's soil are thousands of missiles, and their proxy network has the power to change the map of the entire region. Even in the age of modern satellite technology, Iran's underground missile cities remain an unsolved mystery to the world. So the HistoryBlueprint-24 will analyze them in today's video. Despite having all the strongest armies in the world, Iran could be occupied or lost in war. Why is it still impossible today? No artificial or man-made wall is needed to protect Iran. Nature itself has transformed the country into an impregnable fortress. The huge Alborz and Zagros mountains stand like walls along Iran's northern and western borders. This, in turn, the height and extremely inaccessible structure of the mountains are a death knell for modern warfare. It is practically impossible to penetrate here with a large tank fleet or heavy armor. If the enemy dares to attack by land, they will have to cross hundreds of miles of narrow passes. Where a few snipers or anti-tank units perched on a hilltop can paralyze an entire modern brigade. This geographical barrier not only slows down the attack, but also completely cuts off the enemy's logistics or supply chain. In plain warfare, very modern. When the army is trapped in this rugged mountain gorge, even its advanced technology is forced to bow to this brutal form of nature. History bears witness that these mountain gorges have become the burial grounds of great empires over the ages. Therefore, only by air attacks. Iran is impossible to subdue, and to set foot on land means to plunge into an endless and certain abyss of defeat. Again, in the center of the country are two vast salt deserts called Dasat-i-Kabir and Dasat-i-Lut. These places are so hot and inaccessible that logistical support or supply, it would be a nightmare for any modern army. That is, a mountain wall outside and a desert trap inside. This geographical position is the first and main obstacle to conquering Iran. Iran knows very well that in a traditional war, the modern stealth fighter jets of the superpowers it's almost impossible to keep up with. So they've moved their entire military strategy hundreds of feet underground, which is known in history as the Underground Missile City or Underground Missile City. This huge network of tunnels has been built under the rugged mountains of Iran, stretching from the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman. These bunkers have been designed in such a way that the U.S. Pentagon, even the most powerful bunker blaster bomb, will struggle to penetrate these strong concrete walls. Thousands of sophisticated ballistic and cruise missiles are deployed here, which are capable of hitting any enemy base or warship in the Middle East at any time. The main objective of this underground strategy of Iran is to ensure their second strike capability. That is, if the enemy launches a major airstrike in the first phase and destroys Iran's top military structure, this huge missile depot protected underground will remain intact. In a few minutes, the secret face of the mountain, the missile launchers will automatically come out with heat, which can wipe out the enemy camp map in a moment's counterattack. These underground garrisons contain not only weapons, but also long-term living supplies for thousands of soldiers and their own command center, which gives Iran It has become an invincible shadow force. Even modern drones or satellites powered by artificial intelligence fail to identify the exact location of the missiles hidden in the deep depths of these mountains. In military terms, this is called swarming tactics or swarm attacks. They use thousands of small, extremely fast and radar-evading warships instead of traditional large warships. Speedboats. These boats are not just ordinary naval vessels. Rather, they are each equipped with powerful torpedoes, missiles, or suicide drones. The biggest concern for Washington's Pentagon generals is that a modern naval force can operate thousands of small boats at once. It is not possible to handle the attack, which has the ability to send huge aircraft carriers worth several $1 billion to the bottom of the sea in an instant. Attacking Iran is not just a military operation against one country. It is also destabilizing the entire Middle East. Iran has already been in Lebanon for decades. Hezbollah, the Houthis in Yemen, and various militia groups in Iraq and Syria have built a powerful proxy network known as the Axis of Resistance. These groups are now active in the wake of the US and Israeli attacks. Tensions are rising across the Middle East. The risk of attacks on US bases and Israeli interests in various places has increased. As a result, the conflict is no longer confined to Iran. It is gradually becoming a regional war that is easier for any superpower to control.
No. Above all, the mental strength of the Iranian people. In the 1980s, during the 8-year war with Iraq, Iran proved that it was not afraid to shed blood. At that time, almost the entire world supported Saddam Hussein. But Iran fought alone and survived. Despite the political divisions today, during the invasion of the foreign enemy, the Iranian people became extremely nationalistic. In a country of 90 million people, every alley and every house was a fortress of resistance. It is theoretically impossible for any foreign power to occupy and rule that country. Finally, it may be possible to damage Iran by airstrikes, but to completely occupy or rule the country would be the greatest military disaster of the 20th or 21st century. Geographical fortresses, underground missile depots, and regional proxy networks have turned Iran into an unsinkable aircraft carrier or an undefeated battleship. There will be hostility in international politics, but the ecologist generals know that setting foot in this Persian fortress means entering a hell from which there is no way back. So friends, what is your opinion on occupying Iran? Do you think that any power in the world will ever be able to occupy Iran? Please share your valuable opinion in our comment box. If you like the video, like. Comment, share, and stay with us by subscribing to the History Blueprint 24 channel. Thank you.